Check, check, check. 1, 2. Yo, 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 welcome back to the Real Boss Podcast. Oh, man, it's been a crazy ass, I don't know, week and a half, 2 weeks since I did a live stream. Man, I've been outside doing all these local protests. It's been crazy. So I got a lot of videos to show you guys. I got a lot of new information to cover to kind of close out this topic. I'm kind of, I'm over all this Tesla stuff already and all these protests. Like, I don't even want to do it no more, but it is what it is. So it's happening, and it's happening locally, so I gotta cover it. So, but let's get into news mode. Hold on. Wait. So, oh my God, so much has gone down. Let's get right into it. I got this fat ass file that I prepared for you guys that's got all kinds of stuff. And I want to start off with this video from the hands-off protest, which happened yesterday. Yes, yesterday. Just yesterday, April 5th. They were everywhere. All around. They don't know where I live, and I'm going to get into all the details of it, of what exactly happened. But if you haven't watched my last videos, there's the trolling the Berkeley Tesla protest video that I made, and then there's a newer one that says Berkeley protest gone wrong. So go watch those two for context, and then come back watch this podcast. But yes, those two things happened, and since then there's been other protests. So I'm gonna go right into the one that just happened yesterday, which, it was too crazy. There was no way I was going to be able to safely counter protest any longer. Everyone's in on it, the city, the reporters, even the mayor was there, and I'll get right into the weeds. But check this out. So this is right off of Sacramento and University, which is right by Ohlone Park. I live right in this area. Nobody knows exactly where, and I'm not going to say where, but I live close by here. Hello, old-ass people again. Same fucking people that are always out. But this time there was many, many more. Maybe closer to like 1,000. Sick ass fools. And I just want to remind you guys that the last protest, before I trolled them, they had a mariachi, a straight up mariachi playing loud as fuck. And in here you can see they got drums. They got a whole fucking like 20-piece marching band looking thing. They don't have any rhythm hardly ever, but they're trying. And the loud, you can see the decibel level off of one of those toms, at least 125, 130 decibels. And these people were trying to complain trying to have me arrested for noise ordinance violations, but they could violate the noise ordinance all fucking day long. Oh my god. But yes. Oh my god. And the fucking chant is like, it drills into your mind. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Elon Musk has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Yo, they literally, like, across the whole fucking nation, they've been saying the exact same shit. They don't even change it up a little bit. It's wild. So that's the first thing that I'm going back. Let's get back into news mode because I got some more interesting news stuff to show you. We don't need all that. But hold on, check this out. We're going back into news mode because I went to, and if you've been following my videos, you guys know that I was at the protests that were supporting the homeless encampments. There's a whole podcast I did on just the homeless encampments here in Berkeley. Well, good news. All those fools got rolled up. Here's the evidence. Now I'm at City Hall, the old City Hall. This abandoned building here used to be the City Hall, but look, they got it all cleared out. No tents there, no tents there, no tents over by the police, over there. It's all fenced up with this green stuff. And then across the street, there are some tents, but everything else is fenced off. And over near the high school, that's the high school over there, all that shit's fenced off. So it looks like the city went and did their job for once. All clear. Shit. So yes, they rolled them all up. So they're done. There is nothing left. Problem is that the city, Mayor Adena-Aishi, the new mayor, which sucks major ass, she, all these politicians, they just play the shuffle game with the homeless people, because now they're over at Ohlone Park, which is just like, I don't know, a block or two north. And this is all right next to my crib. They've taken over the park at higher numbers now. More tents. They expanded that bitch. Let's go to City Hall. So they just moved over, they just went over a few blocks and shit. So, I mean, they're still there, technically. But man, so that's another new development in the fight towards trying to make the area that we live in a better place, And I just happen, I'm not that passionate about Berkeley. Like, Berkeley is kind of whack, but what it is, in my opinion, it doesn't matter where you live. This shit's happening everywhere. The same exact issues, like the homelessness crisis, the progressive ideologies taking over, all this shit is happening everywhere at the same time equally. The Tesla protests, the vandalism, all of it's happening everywhere at the same time. Of course, Berkeley's got, we get a lot of, people here are very, very radicalized. So that is something to, be aware of. But since they moved over, if we track, I'll show you guys a report from fucking Citizen. So, report of person with gun and holster. Group surrounding woman. Man sharpening axe, scaring residents. Man laying on ground screaming for help. Catalytic converter theft. Man shoving woman. Let's see what else. So all these Citizen reports are what we're hearing of the now heightened crime in the area due to the camp kind of shifting over a little bit, maybe a few hundred yards north. But other news in the Bay Area that have happened. There's some very interesting stuff, and I want to cover just a little bit of random news, local news, before I get into the actual prime event, which is explaining everything that went down over the past week. But let's get into a few pieces of news. Like here we got Berkeley Voice. UC Berkeley professors sought by Trump administration for signing Israel-Hamas petitions. So the Trump administration is targeting pro Hamas educators at UC Berkeley. Rightfully so. They need to get rid of all those goons. They've been protesting heavily too as well. Visas revoked for several UC Berkeley Stanford University students. Because they are anti-American domestic terrorists, and they should be deported, and their visas are a privilege, not a right. Check this out. Berkeley police investigate encampment arson report. So the police investigate arson on homeless camps, but they don't investigate arson that the homeless people perpetrate on regular residents. Yup. And then on Instagram, I saw this post. Thought it was interesting. Bay Area Culture News reports use of black people as tokens. Oakland's mayor's chief of staff under fire for controversial note. Chief of staff to interim Oakland Mayor Kevin Jenkins received intense backlash on social media Saturday over a portion of a handwritten note she wrote last year that appeared to refer to black people as tokens. Interesting. And this is after Mayor Sheng Tao got raided by the feds and got indicted. And if we could look at the actual note, let's see if I can zoom that shit in. Let's see. We can get right up in here. CM outreach to NAACP, use black people as tokens. Black supporters. Credible Messengers, Oakland Rising, which is one of these NGOs that does all of these protests. Measure B, General Recall, Interference Campaign, Signature Locations, Chief of Police Announcements, Budget Communications, Press Conferences, This is Bad for Oakland, Hyundai Mechanisms, Call In on Twitter, Common Sense Saturation, Rapiditism. I don't even know what the fuck that means. But yes, so I don't know how they even got this note. I wondered if there's something in the description here about how they got it. The documents include a note Hansen wrote in March sketching out how Tao planned to fight the recall. Oh, okay. Oh, so she's works for Tao. Oh, wow. Well, it's a good thing she's recalled now. We don't have to deal with this anymore. But that's an interesting piece of news. And then speaking of the mayor, Sheng Tao, let's go take a look at what she has to say now.
I'm not going down like that. We're not going down like that.
Really, bitch?
The people who voted for me deserve to have their voices heard and communities prioritized. I'm seeking the truth right now, just as much as you all are. But I will not be bullied, and I will not be disparaged, and I will not be threatened out of this office.
Oh shit, she's crying.
There are a lot of radical right-wing forces who know they will never win an election in Oakland fair and square. They know their extreme views are at odds with our Oakland values. But they have built the rules to protect and preserve their power and maintain dominance over the rest of us.
What the fuck? Yo!
Or a threat to that order. I know that. The people who supports me know that.
How embarrassing.
You see, this was never going to be an easy fight. But I tell you, it's most definitely a fight worth winning.
How embarrassing.
I will continue.
So she gets caught up doing all types of correction. In my last podcast, I covered a little bit of it. There was some shootings. Some crazy shit happened. Some dude, they try to get him for 20 racks. All this backdoor, like weird finagling stuff. And then she just comes out and cries and blames it on the alt-right. Oh my god. That shit is next level stupid. And there's probably people believing it too, you know, like, oh my god, the radical far right is gonna come for us and our freedoms. They're gonna take away our rights. We have to support her. Oh shit, you cannot make that shit up. Oh, and in LA, back to news mode. In LA. Oh shit, I'm gonna get copyrighted. So basically the sales tax in LA increased to 9.75 to fight homelessness. That's what they're saying. They're gonna raise taxes in LA to 9.75 to fight homelessness. To fight homelessness, and nothing's gonna happen. Yes. Oh, also Newsom launched this thing. I'll show you this thing. It's crazy. California as well.
A speed safety pilot program backed by Democratic California Governor Gavin Newsom, where how much you pay for a speeding ticket depends on who you are. And it's all in the name of equity. On its website, the City Transportation Authority goes out of its way to explain that speed safety cameras will be dispersed across San Francisco in a, quote, equitable fashion. But not everyone will have to pay the same if they get a ticket. Get this. Low-income offenders qualify for steep fine discounts, guys, up to half off. And if you're homeless but speeding in your vehicle, you can get up to 80% discount. Jerry, here's just one of the many problems I have with this. The reason for this program, for the speed camp, was reportedly...
Okay, so if I'm a tweaked out meth head and I'm speeding and I'm going fast as fuck, it doesn't matter that I'm putting someone else's life in danger. It matters that I'm brown or homeless and I don't have to pay that ticket. See, this is the type of shit that people are leaving California for. That shit's ridiculous. How the fuck you gonna tax people based on their skin color? That's literally stupid. And then on another note, Elon Musk came out, and this one's for the haters. I'm gonna play this now.
Doing this, I know
it's a must watch. We're not gonna watch the entire thing right now, but you guys should go watch this. I know this is Fox News, and some people are like, "Oh, Fox News, I can't even." But it's important because they go into detail about how exactly they are tackling all of the corruption in government and how they're gonna, make it more efficient.
You technically are a special
money that wouldn't have been found if the DOGE team wasn't working with it, in that case, the Department of Interior. But then taking it one step further, DOGE then publishes these things on our website for maximum transparency. So now the general public, it would have been impossible for the general public to have seen that. Now anyone can just log into d.o.g.e anytime and see these payments. As they're not yet in real time, they're close, but they'll probably be in real time within the next few weeks.
But the process, it still involves Congress, right?
All the retirement stuff is still done by paper in a process that looks identical to what occurred in the 1950s. Like if we took a snapshot of the mine when it first started in the 50s to today, it looks the same.
It's amazing. So how long do you think it'll take to turn over?
Yeah, they go into this crazy ass thing about how the Social Security documents are inside of a fucking mine and it's all on paper. I can't imagine that, humidity and temperature. There's no way that paper could survive in a fucking mine for 70 years now, since the 1950s. And that was a crazy segment of this report. So for everyone who is a Elon Musk hater, go watch this shit. And for everyone who supports Elon and Doge, still go watch it. It's very important. So that was important news that dropped. This one's interesting, and this one was written by Berkeley Side, and it's about Berkeley. California schools chief has a $200,000 salary and a side gig at a Berkeley nonprofit. Superintendent of Public Instruction Tony Thurmond has regularly worked side jobs at Bay Area nonprofits to earn extra income because he says the state pay is insufficient. So 200 racks is not enough for him a year. It's, he's got to go sign up for these NGOs. Let's see if they go into what NGOs he is participating in. It says here it's not illegal under California law, but it's unusual. I think it should be illegal. But they are not going to go into what NGOs those are. They're gonna go unnamed here. I don't see any. I see a nonprofit with grants to California school districts. So it's related to Department of Education. PGE gave him $10,000. So that's interesting. I want to think that a lot of this stuff just went unnamed. I don't see any names on here. Richmond City Council, Contra Costa Unified School Board. So he's running hustles off of like the Department of Education and like federal funds that come into NGOs. Again, fully proving that Doge is actually doing something because these people are fucking leeches. And here's one in Berkeley. This is a Berkeley leech right here for y'all to see live and in the flesh. And Berkeley side of all places reported on that. Speaking of Berkeley falling apart, Berkeley DoubleTree Hotel at the marina is at risk of default. I was just looking into this area. It's a really nice area. If you head west on University till it dead ends, there's like a little marina area. They got a little fucking park and like 2 or 3 businesses. I saw there's some empty retail space. I was thinking about maybe getting one there, but that shit is literally like a ghost town. There's nobody ever there. The fucking hotel is gonna default, and if the hotel goes under, that's really the only thing there that attracts people to even go over there, because it's not easy to get into, because it's literally like the entrance to go into it is just one of the most dangerous homeless encampments I've ever seen in my life. It's actually near the Tesla dealership as well, and so getting into the area is dangerous. I think they just killed someone on one, like nearby one of the entrances. And so, like, that's at risk of default, and that's like that's the largest business in that marina area. So that is interesting. Let's see. Other local news. Let's go through it quick so we can get to the good stuff. Downtown Berkeley housing construction has stalled, creating empty, blighted lots. I was just talking about this in the last podcast as well. There are no housing projects under construction in the downtown area, while prime spaces are cleared out in anticipation of development are sitting vacant. So all of the vacant spots that we were conspiring, like somebody's doing this, right? It must be city planning. It must be the government. It definitely is. They're killing all of the local businesses, shutting it all down because they're going to develop stuff, and they just haven't done any development, and the shit is just closed. So that is fucking the whole area up. Everything is boarded up, and we were just talking about this on the last podcast. Everything is boarded up in the downtown area. So, I don't know. I'm thinking about going to San Francisco. It's really cheap right now, again. And there's less haters. It's less it's less polarized, but also it's cheaper at the moment. But also there's more business to do over there. So I don't know. Most of my customers have been crossing the bridge. I'm thinking about going back to the city. It seems a little bit more chill than Berkeley. But yes, I've got some more news here. Oh, here's the sales tax thing. We can watch that. I was just thinking about
The price to shop in LA County just got a little richer.
The sales tax here has gone up, and it starts today. KCAL News reporter Tina Patel is live in Pico Rivera to tell us by how much and where that money is supposed to go. Tina.
Good morning. You know, shoppers might not like paying more, but they are the ones that actually approved this increase in the sales tax back in the November election. You might remember Measure A. It is supposed to raise nearly $1 billion a year in money that will help LA County tackle the homelessness crisis. Now, the money will be raised by a half-cent increase in the sales tax, which affects items like clothing, toys, furniture. There had already...
I'm bored. Next story. We already kind of covered that anyway. Yes, so I think that covers all the local news. So we can get right into the good stuff. Well, there was a protest, right, on April 5th, and I want to show you guys something interesting. I'll start with this picture. This is the mayor, d.o.g.e, and this is her at the protest with her homies. You know, so she's clearly part of Indivisible, Action Network, and all of these non-profits that are running these protests. So yes, I thought I would start this thread, this section. We're done with the local news. We're going right to the protest, and we're gonna conspire a little bit and go deep. But yes, so in Berkeley, there's been a lot of protests recently. They've ramped up, like maybe even 5 at a time per day, per week or whatever. You know, like some are on Fridays, some are on Saturdays. They're spread out all over the place. And this is the mayor, and she's fully in support of the protests. So that'll explain why the police are helping the protests, because the police are not... Every other Tesla protest that I've seen in the country has to follow the rules, but the one here in Berkeley doesn't follow the rules. Like, they don't listen to the traffic laws. They're violent. They have burning effigies and flags and shit. Like, they're really on one here. So I was wondering, like, what's the difference between Berkeley and the other ones? I think the difference has got to be that the government, the reporters, the media, the city council, like, everyone is in cahoots with these NGOs, and like they all get money from it, and they all participate in this whole entire thing. So that I feel like that's got to be it. Hey, ho ho. You can see that there's like no way to safely counter protest this, because the street is entirely blocked illegally. They just blocked the entire street. So I don't know how how anyone would counter protest this, and the police didn't do anything to stop it. But also on the last protest, I think I made fun of a lot of people for being old as fuck, and it seems that I'm looking at now a lot of kids are in these protests now. There's seen a lot of images of kids. It's still predominantly old people, but you know, they brought a few grandkids. You know, a lot of them do appear to be local. Nobody is making the claim, and not Susan K. Gales, Francis from Berkeley side and Emily Ragusa from Berkeley Scanner both made the false claim that I said that the protesters were paid. I never said that. I just said that the NGOs that run these protests are definitely getting paid by people like Act Blue, aka George Soros. Everybody knows this. This is just a fact. That's you can't argue against, and we'll look into that in a sec. But yes, I thought I'd show you guys some of these images. This is all from yesterday. Look at this sea of fucking old people. It's crazy. They're fucking everywhere. And it's interesting, you know? What the heck? I think my shit glitched. Oh, there we go. Let's see, what's this? An Eiffel Tower with a noose. You know, let's look at some of these images. I think a lot of them are very interesting. Like, look at this fucking dude. He's got a Kamala hat on. If you're not outraged, you're not paying attention. Hands off Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, Medi-Cal, research, our bodies, fair elections, immigrants, civil rights, free speech, universities, clean energy, clean air, consumer protections, our wallets, public lands, the something, our democracy. This dude's got a Kamala hat. Where did you even get that hat? Like, I don't even know she had merch like that. What? Let's check out the signs, because these guys think they're eating with these signs. You know, they're like, oh, these are so clean. Know your parasites. Deer tick, dog tick, lunatic. Man, there's all these videos of people pulling signs out of a bucket, and so like they're not like very creative when they write these things, and they have these lists of things that you should say, and the organizers will give people suggestions if you can't think of your own sign or whatever. Oh, look at all these fucking old people. There's a lot of old people in Berkeley. That's another thing that's weird about Berkeley. There's a lot of mask wearing people too. Now, some of it may be due to the fact that they're thinking that they are like revolutionary headasses. So maybe they're wearing the masks not because of COVID, because they're still COVID crazy, although that's probably still very likely. But maybe they're also wearing them with glasses. Like if they have a combination of mask and glasses, I feel that it's because they don't want to be seen there because of whatever job they do. Maybe they work at the university. Maybe they do something specific where if they were out at a protest showing their bias, I would catch on to it and then point it out. Like I'm about to on these reporters like Susan K. Gellis. I have so much on them. It's hilarious. And Francis and all these other people. So here's a trans person that's with a kid. And the kid's sign says, "Why Trump again? 'Cause he is I can't read that word. Making bad decisions. 2025 to 2029. It seems like the kid really did write that poster. It's weird. That's all I'm gonna say. Kids don't even give a fuck about politics. Like, why are there, like, it's like when people make their dog vegan, like, or their cat vegan. Like, kids don't give a fuck about this. But, you know, they want to radicalize their kids, like, immediately. Now, this is Ohlone Park, but this is, like, the south end of it, like, getting close to North Berkeley BART. That's where they had this event. This is before they completely covered the street. But it's interesting to see the demographic. Mostly old people. Drain the Trumpeteers. Stop Trump's tariffs now. Interesting. Interesting signs. I wanted to read this one carefully. This one's interesting. It says, activism, affirming care, anti-racism assigned at birth, biases, biologically male, BIPOC, so person of bisexual, I don't know, whatever. Black and Latinx, clean energy, climate crisis, COVID-19, confirmation bias, cultural heritage, DEI, disability, disparity, discrimination, diverse groups, diversity, equality, equity, female, feminism, gender, ideology, Gulf of M, but they didn't write Mexico. It's weird how they put like all their ideas on one thing, and the flag is upside down, which is definitely a diss. So these people hate their own country and support everything they wrote on the flag instead. It's weird. I don't even know what to think about that. Freedom lies in educating people. Tyranny is keeping them ignorant. Hands off of education. This whole Department of Education thing is also so misinformed on the left. Like, these people literally have done zero research. A woman's place is in the resistance. Why are you does anyone think they can just tell women what they need to be doing? Women can do whatever the fuck they want to do. That's weird. They're eating the checks. They're eating the balances of the people who live here. Oh, when they try to do this is on Trump's own swag, it doesn't even work. Let's count how many people can't physically walk on their own. Here's one with the resist sign. I've seen quite a few people in walkers and shit. Fight fascism. Don't whitewash American history. Stop imperialism and colonialism. Free Palestine. Protect our planet. Tax the wealthy. Be anti-racist. Says the most racist people I've ever met in this whole state. It's crazy. Berkeley has got... I'm going to just say, I think Berkeley is the most racist place in America. And I've been to a lot of places in America. I've been to Texas. I've been everywhere. And I think Berkeley is the most racist place. Oh, here's another lady with a walker. That's 2. Oh, here's another one. That's 3. Oh, shit. I forgot. I always forget I have a soundboard. Oh, shit. Here's a whole gang of them. Oh, this is the slow squad. Oh, shit. No. Yo. That's a funny one. That's a funny ass picture. They're out there and they're, I wonder who services all their little fucking electric mobility devices. Dog against Doge. Again, with the making your animals and kids radical before they even give a fuck about politics. You think that dog gives a fuck? You voted for lower prices and you got measles instead. Let's cure America of this plague of cruelty and fear. Let's keep our immigrants and deport Stephen Miller to El Salvador. Oh my God. Yo, and I want to get into this because you see this funny picture right here? There's this person that they drew. This is who they think a Trump supporter is. Just like a tiki torch fat white guy from like the Midwest. Which is really funny because I want to show you guys some articles they publish about me where they just like straight up replace my face with some random dude. So I'll try and get through these pictures quickly. Here is a Donald Trump hanging by a noose. And 2 for 1. This one's a bonus. He's also got a I stand with the Ukrainian, not the American. That's literally what the pin says. I stand with the Ukrainian, not the American. And he's got a noose, a Donald Trump on a noose. That's how he feels. I feel like this should be illegal. This dude should be arrested for this shit. Literally inciting violence against another individual. An elected official at that. That shit's highly disrespectful. I feel like that fool should be arrested. the sea of fucking geriatrics. Oh shit. They're gonna hate on RFK, of course. Somebody should do something. The pictures, the shirts that they wear are also funny. This lady's got a Cal hat on. You know, she works at UC Berkeley. Somebody should do something. Like, don't you mean that you want to do something? Like, if you really feel that somebody, like, why don't you do something? It's weird. Nothing says hatred quite like a red hat. And then his wife, we are not okay. We know you're not okay, bitch. Jesus Christ, y'all are acting insane these days. So up here on this thing right here, I've always wanted to catch a spot on this thing. I pass by it all the time. I'm always like, but nah, fuck this town. Random little kid, LGBTQ stuff. Oh, look at that. Humanities. We are the university. UC stand up, fight back. So a lot of the Berkeley University people were there as well. That makes sense. What is this fucking thing? Yo. What the oh shit. You know, it's hard to make fun of people these days because somebody's just gonna be like, oh, ableism or some shit like this. Like, dude, I could laugh at whoever the fuck I want to laugh at. Relax. They want, oh, look at this person's face. I could almost like hear them talk through this fucking face. They want 1933 Berlin. They'll get 1793 Paris. Thank you very much. Love trans folks out loud. This one, I don't know if I believe this person's real. That's too good. Oh, another mobility scooter. Oh, look, there's the feds are right there hanging out in the back, doing nothing about this. Letting people block all the streets and shit. You know, there was an advisory on Citizen while this was happening that the traffic was just fucking jammed up on University, which is like the main road that feeds all of this entire area. So these people literally blocked businesses and traffic and impeded and disrupted. But that's what they want to do. Anyways, a little bit more of this, a little bit more of that. Some kid with an equality shirt with a rainbow on it. More random kids. This one I thought was weird. Hands off Medicare, but why is there, like, what's the drawing of? That's like a random girl. It's weird. And this guy looks particularly decrepit. He just like fucking untrustworthy looking. Fucking ghoulish creature. Oh yeah, here are some more high school kids drinking beer and shit with their trans flags. They must think they're fucking super rebels. Fight the system, bro. Fight the system, but do what the system says. And people who don't do what the system says, wow, they're not punk rock. Oh my god, this new generation of fake ass punk rock ass kids are so depressing. Like my mom taught me, the only good Nazi is a dead Nazi. Some more violence. Hands off my future. My grandkids deserve better. So I want to say this is bad parenting on the whoever allowed grandma to take this girl out to get radicalized. Another Trump on a noose. So yeah, this all happened yesterday. There's more pictures, more and more pictures. It just goes on and on. Look at this guy. Rise like Luigi. F Trump. So this guy's inciting violence. He wants Trump assassinated. That guy sucks. What else? Let's see. Oh, this is that protest chant cheat sheet I was showing you guys. Large print, simplified chant sheet. Elon Musk, go to Mars. We don't want your swastikars. Elon Musk is unelected. Democracy must be protected. Oh, shit. If it rhymes, it's cracking. So, yes, there was a little bit of that going on. Here, let me play this hands-off protest. I think this one was in San Francisco.
As a drag king myself, they are passing laws that criminalize drag performances, conflating artistic expression with
Livermore. Berkeley. Walnut Creek. That's crazy. They're all over. So, let's get into the weeds. Whew, so much to cover. Check it out. This is the bike I took to the protest. I'm gonna make a video about how to make amplified speaker bikes for like these type of purposes, just for anyone that wants to build one. But yeah, this one's gone through a lot already. Multiple attacks. People trying to break the speakers. People trying to rip the cables. But it's been strong and it still works fine. It's took some damage in the last few protests. Nothing that I couldn't repair. I want to show you guys how it rides. Check this out.
Let's go. Fuck yeah.
It's pretty easy to ride.
We're on our way. We're on our way.
It's easy to ride, surprisingly. Whew. So yeah, let's get right into it. Oh my god, it's gonna be a long ass podcast, but hey, fuck it. Check this out. All these reports came out after I went to this protest and this lady attacked me. Susan Kagales, some fat ass old ass bitch, pulled my hair while I was trying to ride away on my bike at this protest. She sucks. Yeah, there's a whole video. You could go back in time, watch my video. Berkeley Tesla protest goes wrong. Yeah, so this is a picture of the incident. This is the article. And they try to air me out. They try to basically dox me. The reporters from Berkeley side and Berkeley Scanner try to put as much information about me as they could find, even though a lot of it was just incorrect. I reached out to them for corrections and they are still lacking. So I think I'm going to just sue them in small claims for defamation. And there was multiple revisions. Like the first one says Berkeley Tesla takedown, police arrest counter protester. But the one before that said Berkeley Tesla takedown, man arrested after trolling protests. And they had a picture of me getting my hair pulled by Susan Kagales. But I guess that maybe she thought that could have been incriminating for Susan and they decided to remove it. I did call the police and press charges on her. Although the DA is probably not going to do anything because the DA just doesn't do anything. Rosalind Salvaggio of Alameda County doesn't do shit for anybody. She just lets everybody up. She sucks. And she's homies with all these people. So I wanted to show you guys like how they are friends, right? How does this network work and what is it like? So basically, I came out to do counter protesting, and that's when all this happened. I got some calls from News Nation, Newsweek. I got some calls from NBC Bay Area. I got some calls from Washington, D.C. I got some calls from all types of reporters everywhere wanting to know details and stuff. And there was like tons of articles. This whole thing went viral on the internet. It was kind of crazy. So on my YouTube video, this is like the best summary I can think of. I'll just read it real quick. Counter protested again this Saturday at the Tesla dealership in Berkeley. I didn't last longer than a minute before a deranged anti-Trump Elon protester blocked my right of way and assaulted me. I was given a citation, non-arrestable offense, no charges, and no one else was detained or arrested. This is the actual facts that none of the articles want to word correctly, They get away with a lot. Susan K. Gillis admits in a statement she gave to Berkeley Side that she not only knew who I was, but deliberately tried to stop me and my right to free speech and protest. The crowd was instructed to stay on the sidewalk and give vehicles space to travel freely. The sergeant instructed me to pedal my bike on the road or walk it on the sidewalk. In my video from the week before, you can see multiple instances of assault and blocking my right of way. Susan did not waste even a minute after my arrival to decide to surround me, swarming into the road and blocking traffic and my right of way in the process. That is enough to constitute fear for my safety and justifies producing any tool for deterrence in an attempt to create distance and right of way, which did not make contact with anyone. And when I tried to evacuate the area, Susan grabbed my hair from behind when I was not looking. She was not in danger and deliberately attacked me. I'm not taking the videos down. I'm not facing any charges. And not only have I pressed charges, but I will also use the report to file multiple small claims petitions for injury. And that I have done and will continue to do. Yes. So the wording of all this is very interesting too. These guys are very creative when it comes to twisting the truth. Berkeley Trump supporter arrested is already an incorrect word in my opinion. After firing stun gun. Like firing stun. Bah, bah. Like I went in there like a crazy head ass. Like when it was me who was attacked. And the sergeant and arresting officer are both participants of Indivisible. I confirmed it. And I'll show supports. I'll show receipts for all of that as well. So anyways, these are some images that made it out. Besides that, I already have the video uploaded, so go watch that. But there's also a few photographs of the incident. You can see that there were people on the sidewalk. So there are people on the sidewalk here, and then across the street there were a lot of people, but they were not supposed to block the road. When I came in, there was traffic moving freely through the street, and I was able to ride my bike through there until they swarmed in on me, like pretty much instantly. And the police were hiding. I've been to this protest twice already, and the police were like very little presence kind of stuff, But in this particular instance, I feel like it was entrapment. I feel like they were waiting for me. They expected me even. And the whole thing was entrapment. They knew this was going to happen. They waited for it. They wanted to arrest me specifically. Because they literally popped out of the woodwork. They like, whoop, they were like feet away. And I hadn't seen them. How's that even possible? They were sitting in unmarked vehicles just feet away. Just like hiding in the parking lot and stuff. Hiding back here. Hiding over there. And I didn't see them. Which I thought was, it says a lot. So these are just a few images of the Berkeley police vehicles that they were using that day. Vehicles I've never seen Berkeley PD use in the past as well. Someone actually got a picture of the arresting officer here. You can see my bike is just on the ground all tossed up, getting fucked up and shit. Cables all banged up. Speakers falling apart. The grill on my front speaker fell off and the rear one. And these people were just loving it. They really savored this moment, wanted to see me go down. Really unfortunate to watch people act this way, It's crazy. It's a different world these days, man. Like you get even being a counter protester. Even being a protester, people didn't act this way in the past. This is weird. So we'll talk about, some of the misinformation in the articles. George Soros funds protests targeting Musk and Trump. This is news that's everywhere, and it's fact. But the left wants to dismiss it. Now, I want to talk about what does it mean when we say that they're being funded by George Soros. So if we look at who organizes this stuff, it's this group called Indivisible East Bay off of some automated system called Mobilize. And these people put out these automated messages, and they have all these tools that they use for recruitment and stuff. But there are some very specific people in the Bay Area who participate and run this kind of stuff. And so some of the people who wrote the articles that kind of started this entire thing, Berkeley Scanner and Berkeley Side, they are part of Indivisible. So that explains why they report the way they do. We know the mayor was there as well, and we know that she contributes and participates in these things as well. And there's this man who I was looking into not that long ago. I want to show you guys some stuff here. So they had, just for last week, they had all of these. Not My President, College in Ashby, 5 to 6 p.m. And you can see here, Tesla Takedown, Troublemakers, Disruption Project, Democratic Socialists of America. There's quite a few NGOs. Black Lives Matter, Move On, the DLCC, and of course all of them are funded by Act Blue. And they have a secret Signal group chat here in Berkeley that they use to communicate, which I've infiltrated. They're on nextdoor.com on the app, and they're all on Nextdoor, and they have these backdoor meetings. There's a man, Andrew Lazarus, that I was looking into not that long ago, because one of these Indivisible meetings, they gave the address to the meeting, and I just went in reverse, looked up the address, and wanted to know who is handling some of these events. And one of them was a private residence. So I looked it up. Turns out that man's name is Andrew Lazarus. Lazarus, last name Lazarus. Very important, because this person, and I'll go into my notes here. Andrew Lazarus has been running Indivisible events in Berkeley, and they're very influential with the government as well. Here they're filing a meeting for fair campaign practices and the Open Government Commission. And so they're filing some kind of, it's hard to read a lot of this government documents from Berkeley. It's hard to understand, exactly what they're doing. But what I think they're doing is they are talking about something called the Open Government Commission, which is something called a Sunshine Ordinance, where you can file a complaint if someone's violating the Brown Act. So what does all that mean? So let's look at that real quick. So in the city of Berkeley or county of Alameda, you can file complaints for the Sunshine Ordinance. And basically what it means is that there are elected officials, city council members, what have you, that are meeting behind closed doors, and that's not allowed. You're not supposed to be able to do that with a public official. So there's a thing called the Brown Act, and it prevents people from doing that. The Ralph M. Brown Act is a California law that guarantees the public's right to attend and participate in meetings of local legislative bodies located at California Government Code, blah, 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 blah. Right? So basically, it just means that elected officials shouldn't be having secret workshops or study sessions or all of these back channel type of stuff. That shit's illegal. And it's a violation of the Brown Act, which is interesting because Andrew Lazarus, this person running Indivisible had filed here an open government petition of some kind to approve an agenda to meet at a particular time. And they filed this January 16, 2025. And soon after, they had this meeting. Must have been a few weeks later. So I would assume that there were some government officials at this Indivisible meeting, and that's why they had to file that Brown Act notice. Is what I'm thinking. But let me know if I'm reading into it wrong. If there's any lawyers out there or people who understand local policy and stuff, if they know what that means and you can tell me, that'd be kind of sick. But anyways, this man, Andrew Lazarus, has his wife, Naomi Janowitz, is a UC Davis professor, and she writes really insane shit. And I was just looking into it briefly just because I wanted to see what the fuck these people were up to. But she was writing, like, she's talking about myths, rituals, symbols. She's talking about taboos, incest, SA of minors and the effects on their mind, all types of stuff she wrote. She's written some really disgusting, like, weird shit that is very fucking strange, and I urge you guys to go read it. I don't even want to look that much through it because it's just like, I don't want to go too far into this one individual, but I want to point out why it matters, because people are like, why are you going on this rant about these Andrew Lazarus people and the Sunshine Ordinance and all these people? What do they have to do with the people who attacked you? Well, as it fucking turns out, Susan Kegeles, the fucking lady who attacked me, was married to a Lazarus. And so she must have known exactly who I was, because I had talked about these people in the past on Nextdoor and other places. And I pointed out the fact that they were doing these Indivisible meetings behind closed doors with public officials and stuff like this. And I don't think they took too kindly to that. So I think Susan Kegeles knew exactly who I was when I pulled up on my bike. And that's why not even 20 seconds later, she rolled up immediately and attacked me. So I think she had a grudge. I think she had a specific vendetta to get specifically me. I'm going to just go ahead and say that, because otherwise there's no real explanation why she would attack me the way she did. I think her husband's dead or some shit. Some dude named Lazarus, some other Lazarus that nobody gives a fuck about. But yes, that's one of the connections that I noticed. So Susan Kegeles also is a university professor, and I got her name from the Berkeley Scanner report, where she made a statement, a ridiculous statement where she self-incriminated, saying that she knew who I was and that's why she attacked me. So let's take a look at these articles, because they're really the epicenter of this entire conspiracy of fucking goons. So if we go to Berkeley side, hands off protests in Berkeley, denounces Trump Musk's power grab. So they're already writing about it. And if we go back in time, how Tesla's Berkeley showroom became ground zero for anti-Trump protests. So if we click that, they talk about the general stuff, but then they also go in here and they talk about civil disobedience. Here, retired professor who confronted stun gun wielding Trump supporter becomes folk hero. So here they're trying to out me by as many names as they could, which they're all incorrect. They haven't been able to find my real name, which is really funny. Yes, so she's a retired UCSF professor who's also done research in the same subjects. She did like AIDS research. She also did research on again, the effects of SA on minors and stuff like these people are weird, man. They study some weird ass shit. They suck. And anyways, from looking up her name on here after reading her statement and stuff, I realized, oh shit, this bitch was married to a Lazarus. I would have to say that is definitely a reason for them attacking me. That has to be it. So that's Berkeley side, and there's multiple, like they're really trying to. Berkeley side and Berkeley Scanner have never had a viral moment like this, and they've written like 3 or 4 articles on the same fucking subject over and over. And if we look further, we can find the other article of or here, I'll just pull it up here. Let's see. So we already covered Indivisible. I got more stuff on Indivisible I want to show you. So don't even trip. I'll pull some of that shit up in a sec. But I want the original article. Because the original article was interesting. It doesn't look like I'm going to find it. And in case anybody argues that it isn't her saying that that's her, here's a screenshot of her saying, "This is actually me. Thank you for being inspired. We must fight." So there she's literally admitting that she, had premeditation and she wanted to fight. And she's confirming that that's her. That's interesting. On Nextdoor, people were like, "I just want to say, wherever you are, Susan, you have many fans. That was a nice job. Keep fighting the good fight." So they're inciting violence, further violence, because that's how they feel about violence. They think it's justified. I'm not sure why they think that. It's weird. Wow, this article's so hard to find. I got too many fucking articles. Here, let's see. I'm going to just go to Emily Raguso's article because it is more specific. And I got some stuff on her as well that I want to show. Oh, I know where that article is. It's going to be way over here. Bear with me for a second while I pull it up because it is important. Okay, here we go. So this is the lady who wrote that Berkeley Side article. And here she is on Facebook saying, "I interviewed a woman for Berkeley Side who defaces Teslas in what she calls an act of civil disobedience." So she interviewed a domestic terrorist vandal and reworded it so that it sounds nice. But also here, Move On, Indivisible, and Working Families Power have created a new Substack, How We Fight Back, to offer shape and ideas for the Trump resistance. Link in the comments. The move is part of a broader effort amongst Democrats to update their online presence and have an active presence on all major platforms. So this is the lady who wrote the Berkeley Side article. This is her speaking on Move On, Indivisible, and some of these NGOs who run these events. And we're supposed to take her articles serious and say that they're unbiased. Yo, that's ridiculous right there. And if you didn't think that was enough, here she is at an actual protest. "We joined thousands of people around the U.S. to protest Trump and Musk and the coup they are staging." And here's another one. "I had to do something to protest the Trump/Musk administration, so I joined thousands of others at a protest in front of SF City Hall. I ran into these people." Very interesting. Very interesting. I wasn't able to find Emily Raguso, which is the Berkeley Scanner writer, at a protest. So that I wasn't able to find. And I did reach out to her, and she did make a comment and she said that she doesn't participate in any protests and that she's neutral, according to her. But here we can see that Emily Raguso used to work for Berkeley Side before she started her own thing, Berkeley Scanner. So, are they homies? Do they hang out? Do they go to brunch? Do they talk about how much they hate Trump on the side? I'd have to think that the way that Emily Raguso wrote her article, it's even more of a hit piece than Francis' article. Francis' article is actually kind of nice to me in some ways or another. And she actually reached out for comment. Emily Raguso lied about reaching out for comment, put in a bunch of misinformation, still hasn't corrected the record. She's a straight up hater. So I want to say she's way more radical. She just doesn't post publicly about it, and she just pretends that she isn't radical. She pretends that she's just neutral when she's totally not. Now, reporters are entitled to have an opinion on certain things, but when you are reporting on a local thing and you are participating in that local, that's just conflict of interest. You can't do that. And apparently Emily Raguso had got into it with Pamela Price, the now recalled DA. Apparently she barred her from coming in to report. So she's had her fair share of weird reporting and stuff where she's not an official accredited journalist, bona fide news journal, news affiliate network or whatever, right? So since she's a smaller thing, I guess they try to bar her from being able to talk shit on Pamela Price. Which I think was just a way for her to try to make a name for herself, because I don't think it matters that much. Peter Goodman is with Emily Raguso. I don't know what his relationship is to her, but this dude was a straight hater. This guy went in my emails and DMs and left horrible messages inciting all types of stuff, just straight evil shit. I'll get into that too. I've received thousands of emails and messages from people all over the fucking place, especially here in Berkeley, making literal threats. I did find this video of Emily Raguso at a protest on Instagram. And that's not something I saw on Berkeley Side, so I would assume that that's just her personal account, Embering, at Embering on Instagram. And that's just a personal post that isn't on Berkeley Scanner or anything. So I'm going to assume that she's there protesting with the protesters, not reporting on it. Igor Tregub, or however you pronounce his name, is an interesting person as well. I've seen him around often, and a lot of people have mentioned his name, and I haven't lived in Berkeley that long, but he's friends with Emily Raguso. He's the city council member at the moment for whatever his job is right now. He's been in charge of a lot of other things in the past here in Berkeley. I wonder if this guy is involved in Indivisible and Action Network and all of these NGOs. I wonder if he's spreading some of that NGO money around with his homies. I wonder. SF Gate points out that reporter Emily Raguso, who's guilty of many of the same one-sided reporting techniques as Noise, took a similar stance at her publication, The Berkeley Scanner, often relying on unnamed and anonymous sources to disparage the transition. Raguso will have a chance to explain her perspective tomorrow morning. So people are already coming after her for having these types of reporting tactics. I DM'd her about something specifically, and she emailed me back. I wanted to know, was this her at a Tesla protest in SF that happened just a few days ago? I thought, this bitch kind of looks like her if she had glasses, but I don't think that's actually her. And I reached out, and I can't say that it's a confirmation, but she said that that's not her. This is what she looks like. What do you think? What do you guys think? You think that's her? I don't think that's fucking her. But, you know, if I would have caught her slipping at a protest, I would have aired her out just like Francis, like a straight up biased reporter, you know. But I couldn't find anything on it, so I can't really make that claim at the moment. Unlike her, she's made all types of claims on her report that are totally inaccurate. And here she is replying to me. She said, okay, I appreciate you letting me know if it's wrong. I'll fix it and add a correction. I was like, yo, they're specifically harassing me with all these links you posted, which are not even true. I will review it and I will let you know what I find. I was like, please don't take a week to do that. I need to contact the blah, 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 blah. I was like, bro, so you're just going to let potential misinformation sit on your article until you confirm that it's misinformation, but you won't confirm your source before you post it? That's enough grounds for defamation. And I think I want to say I am going to file because it's annoying, you know. And why not? You know, why not? I sue people all the time. Why not? You know, that's just it's what it's come down to. All these fucking protests is what it's come down to. So basically, the biased reporters are homies with the people who attacked me, are homies with the people who I've already looked into for doing indivisible stuff in Berkeley, are homies with the police who are homies with them as well. Like all these people, it's just all this like we gotta drain the swamp. Like yo, like it's happening now. Like it's happening here at a local level. But this shit's happening everywhere. Like, this fight can be fought by anybody, anywhere, in whatever town, because they're all doing the same exact shit. You know what I mean? Like, we really need to be on it. We really need to stop them. You know, we gotta expose them. We gotta air them out. I've done as much as I can physically do, but I will continue this podcast. And, you know, if there's more information that comes out later, I'll cover it. But at the moment, you know, this is about as much as I've found out about how these people function and, you know, kind of what they're into, what they do. But, I mean, the writer of Berkeley Side going to the protests herself says a lot. You know what I mean? Oh, shit, is that Emily Raguso down there? Oh, shit. Let's look. Is that her? I don't know. I'm gonna find her though. I'm gonna keep looking. Don't even trip. If she's out there, I will find her. But yes, her literally writing on Move On and Indivisible is next level. And you can see they have a Substack. So they got a Signal app, they got a Substack, they probably have Discord. They probably have all of the shit, you know, they're just everywhere else. There's also this app called Blue Sky that all these people, it's basically like evil liberal goon Twitter, and it's called Blue Sky. Blue Sky. And hell of these fools are on there just hating. Some of the hate that these people have displayed online, I want to show you guys. So I went on my website and I changed my address to a different place that was around called Fusion Headquarters, which is not even me. And these fools went over there and harassed the people who owned. There's nobody there anymore, but like they were there to try and see if that's my place. And they also reported it on Google and had it permanently closed. So they've been doing that. They've been leaving bad reviews. Maybe I'll show some of the bad reviews that they've been leaving all over the fucking place. They've also been leaving super evil comments. He took down his business website. Little hint to right-wing people in Berkeley. You might want to read the room. This isn't Texas. These fools are stupid. And they just like straight evil shit. Like the best part is the old lady bitch slapping him and jamming his head into the car a couple of times. My hero. My Shiro. Because, you know. And then look at these fools. On Francis's actual account, comments that she's allowed on her post, on her personal post. I read more articles on this story, and it sounds like he was acting like blah, 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 going up to the peaceful protesters and antagonizing, blah, blah, blah. There were MAGA goons wearing red hats in SF as well, and the SF police did an excellent job escorting them out of there, so they don't want to see them there. And then someone here at the bottom, I wonder which e-bike repair shop he owns. Mine is due for maintenance, and I wouldn't want to take it to him unwittingly. Or he's looking to do some harassment, which these people did a lot of. Thousands of messages of harassment, these people. Comments everywhere. Nothing I can't handle because it's easy to handle them, but, you know, the internet, the keyboard warriors are going to try it regardless. So, yeah, here's, he's a DJ trying to get famous, blah, blah, blah. I'm inbred. Ba ba da ba. I'm an orange Jesus cultist. And some people came out to defend me. There was a few people who came out and made some funny memes, like this one right here. Grantifa of Berkeley. Susan Kagales, professor. Evil professors, by the way. The shit that they be public. I'm not even going to get into it because it's too creepy. But you guys should go look it up. Berkeley Grantifa. That's how these people feel. Here are some bad reviews people were trying to leave, which are all removed by now. They're all gone. Just people just leaving bad reviews. One of the things that I think is funny is when people leave bad reviews and they use their real name. I just put their address on it. So then they have to delete it. And that stuff is easy to find online. It's all public record. And it isn't doxing if it's public record. You can see the activity grew on my Yelp almost immediately the next day. Also Yelp, people tried leaving bad reviews. Some of my homies went in there and helped me leave better reviews, and it's all fixed now. And I don't really give a fuck anyways, to be honest. But they still tried it, you know. Random people that look like memes, like real life memes, sending me punk ass bitch Nazi and just like weird shit like this, like weird ass stalkers. Check this one out. This one's weird. The only thing I'm seeing at that address is a clairvoyant service. I got the address from a story he posted, which this story I posted probably fucking forever ago, last year or some shit. So they must have gone into my highlights of my stories, looked through every single one until they can find anything that looked like an address, found some old receipts, which none of them have my accurate address. Everybody, I've owned like 4 brick and mortars at this point all over the fucking place. Like, you're never gonna find where I am now. But they really fucking tried. They really tried, you know. They really. And Vilalpando Maritza, straight hater, goon ass bitch. They all tried to figure out where I live. They all went after me. Like, it was crazy. Look at this guy. This guy tried to get me to fire myself. He sent me a picture of myself on my other bike shop account and told me to fire myself. What a fucking loser. Yeah, more things about attacking people, blah blah blah. Just some people defending me, other people arguing against me. Yo, and I deleted like so much of this because it was just like a lot, but for a while I kind of just left it all up just to see how far they would go, you know. These fools are literally sharing pictures of me that looking dope as fuck, and they're just hella fucking mad. The guy Rick Fuse also goes by the name d.o.g.e, and aside from showing up at Trump protests wearing Trump, he DJ shows. Haha. Oh wow, I'm wearing that shirt right now. Look at this guy. People know who you are and know where you live. So suck the constitutionality of that fact of life, you moronic, hellbound fuckwad. From a random email Fuck you, crispy fence hopper Nazi bitch. It always amazes me how racist progressives are. They be saying some of the most racist shit I've ever read. It's incredible. Go back to your pig pen. What else? You play drums as well as you attack people terribly. Like, what? It just goes on and on and on and on and on. Your freedom is getting taken away from you right before your eyes, and you are supporting it. A loser. Oh my god. These people type funny. I feel like they don't have like a filter between their fingertips and their brain. Like they read some shit and they're just like, oh, and they just start typing, and they don't really proofread it or anything. Look at this one. This one's literally has an Antifa fucking user image. It's literally Antifa. That's who we're supposed to take serious. Who messages? Enjoying your arrest? You're just a punk with a stun gun on a toy bike. Good luck with your Berkeley business after your stunt. That's how they feel. What the fuck? There's people talking shit right now. There's people sending messages right fucking now. More that I gotta go and delete later. They think I was wearing a wig for something. Like, motherfuckers, how does my hair look like a wig? Y'all just hating because you got no hair. But a lot of people said that it looked like I was wearing a wig. What the fuck? That bitch pulled on my hair. If it was a wig, that shit would have come right the fuck off. How is it that someone can pull your hair and it's a wig? Look at how racist this is. Like, hey, brown face, you're not a pure blood. Trump's gonna get you and dump you in a South American torture prison. I was just like, congratulations, you're racist. But could you imagine being such a liberal and then saying, hey, brown face, you're not a pure blood? So, like, is this person saying that that's what so is that what they think? Is that how racist they think that the Tiki Torch whites are from the Midwest? Like, what the fuck? Or is that just how they feel? That's a weird one. Hey, brown face. That's a weird one. The guy's into social suicide. Whatever gets him attention, I guess. He's an idiot and not well. I don't know. I'm feeling pretty well. Some dude defending me. Liars. You should read the first reports about the posted, but about the crowd gathered on the Trumpy pulling on him, and his bike was pulled from under him, and that's when the stun gun came out. But the snarky cis beta progressives over at SF Gate, who really don't give a shit and spin their dumb narratives with spliced, diced, and edited viral videos. Yes, that's what they do. You know? That is what's going on. And SF Gate is such a biased publication as well. They suck. On Reddit, this shit went insane. This shit had like millions of comments and follows, and people shared it like a quadrillion times, talking hella shit, and nobody was able to do shit to me, and I'm still out here making videos. Now what? But yes, these fools went out in droves on Reddit. They got secret Reddit groups, the March Against Nazis and other ones. Oh, this is what I was talking about earlier. Check this out. In Berkeley, Rick Fuse, a self-identified Trump supporter, was arrested after using a taser on peaceful protesters outside of a Tesla dealership. Fuse reportedly believed that protesters were paid by George Soros. That's not true. And said he was supporting Elon Musk and Doge. That is true. Before law enforcement could intervene, the protester Fuse reportedly was assaulted and grabbed his hair and took him down. And look at the fucking picture that they used. They're really mad that I'm not one of these guys. You know what I mean? Like they were like, oh fuck, that guy doesn't look like a Trump supporter. What do we do? And they just changed the fucking picture to some fat dude from Florida. Why? This one right here too. Look, a man in Berkeley was arrested after trolling Tesla protesters, raising concerns about potential police bias in protecting protesters. That's not fucking me. This is AI generated. This shit's ridiculous. But they just want it to be a white person because a brown Trump supporter doesn't exist in their mind. You know, it's not going to connect. It's just not going to work for them, you know? So it's weird. This guy, I saved this because the comment, I find their description of their post is interesting. It says, lots of folks who were there are veterans of Berkeley rallies in the 70s. It felt like old times with a few exceptions. The signs are now better, and the cops are there to protect us, not crack our skulls. And the stakes may now be even higher. So I've always said that if you're out there protesting or counter-protesting or whatever the fuck you're doing, if the police are helping you do it, you ain't doing the right thing. There's no fucking way that the government will help you do it and I'm supposed to believe that you're the resistance? Hell no, you're not the resistance. There's no fucking way you're the resistance. You know? And so out of all these instances of fucking social media shit, these people try to take down all my accounts. They tried reporting them on Twitter, on fucking everywhere. But I saved them all there. All my accounts are working fine now. They couldn't really do much besides like a few mass fucking reports. Again, this guy, Trump supporter, yeah, right. So because I'm wearing a Mago de Oz shirt, which is a Mexican rock band, and I got long hair and I'm wearing all black, I can't be a Trump supporter. These people are weird. And that's probably a Trump supporter who thinks I cannot be a Trump supporter because I'm brown. Or it's a progressive who thinks that, you know, whatever, who's a racist. Because that's just racism. You know? And here I was at the protest. Dude, they were so careful not to post a lot of this shit. But at these protests in Berkeley, they have effigies of burning Teslas. They had signs inciting violence and vandalism. So, you know, it's interesting. And this was a protest that I didn't go to. It was last week's. So not yesterday, but last week's. And I purposely didn't go because it's quite dangerous to try to do it anymore, you know. I've already gotten 2 close calls, you know, and I've been to maybe 4 protests. I think that's a wrap on like Berkeley. That's too much attention on Berkeley at the moment, you know. Like I said, I'm fucking tired of Berkeley. I may just go to SF. But yes, hit Elon in the testicles. So violence against Elon Musk. Susan Kagelis came out to that protest right here. And people came out in support for her. And they made signs, Susan Kagelis for president. So they're inciting violence against counter-protesters. On Nextdoor, 3 generations of Americans stood up to say enough today at college in Ashby. Same time next Friday. Dude, Nextdoor is a cesspool of ideological bias. It's crazy how Nextdoor rolls. It's really whack. And I trolled hella people on Nextdoor. I trolled Andrew Lazarus on Nextdoor. I trolled everybody on Nextdoor because these people are so old they don't even know how to use social media or their phones and shit. Let's watch this video of the protest.
Well, although the protest is ostensibly aimed at Elon Musk, I really hope that it will send a message to the Democratic leadership that people are super angry and we want our democratically elected representatives to stand up and take action. and really fight what's happening in Washington.
People of color, trans folks, gay and lesbian folks, they're all in deep trouble. The elders are losing their Social Security, and I'm one of those elders too that need my Social Security. It's crazy how many people I know that either are out of work or have friends that are out of work already because of the firings that Musk has done with his d.o.g.e. It's a mess. We're living in a fascist state, and we need to stop this, or we'll lose our whole country and everything that's good about the United States.
It's important to note that all the protests previous to this one on March 29th, the traffic was able to flow freely through it. But after I went and the incident occurred, I would have to guess that the reporters, which were calling the police station often, bothering them about information regarding me and this and that, and then the reporters who are friends with all these people, Emily Raguso and fucking Francis, and the Indivisible people, and the police sergeant, and the arresting officer who grabbed me, and all these, all these people had to have colluded. They had to have thought, okay, how do we protect against counter protesters making fun of us and making it go viral on the internet and making us look like clowns? And they thought, well, we should close the street down, because if they close the street, then I don't have right of way to ride my bike through there. Other protesters, are like counter protesters, would have to go there on foot, and no person would go in there on foot because these people would literally attack you. If you have no way to get away, you have no way to defend yourself. If you go there as a counter, they're gonna attack you. That's a guarantee. You watch my first video trolling Tesla protests, the first one I made. You can see multiple instances of people physically attacking me just for existing in their, as a Trump supporter in their camp. So I want to say, it feels like it to me that, after that incident, it really changed the way that these people operated this protest, and it maybe even inspired them to make it bigger. Maybe I made the problem worse. Maybe by going to counter protest, I made the motherfuckers more incited to do this shit even more, And maybe they felt they had their little 2 seconds of fame on the internet, because nobody gives a fuck about the Berkeley protest. Like, everyone goes to the San Francisco one, and that one's all over the news, like national news. Berkeley never makes it on the national news. Like, no one gives a fuck about Berkeley. So I'd like to think that they had their little moment and they thought, how can we protect? And they colluded together, and they said, well, if we close the street, then he can't go in with the bike, and he can't bring other people, and then other people can't drive their vehicles through in a caravan. And so, yeah, I think Berkeley's the only place that has closed through traffic for a protest at the moment. I haven't seen it happen anywhere else. So that's interesting. And this was before yesterday. Yesterday's protest was even bigger. This was on the 29th, and Susan K. Gales was out there doing this shit again. So these people are feeling hella brave, they're feeling hella ballsy at the moment. It's interesting to see. I don't know what to think of it. But yes. So you think that they're not funded? I want to show you guys something funny here. Oh, here's the new. Oh, check this out. So it was on Newsweek as well. Trump supporter arrested for firing stun gun at protests. Right? Why it matters. What to know. In an unverified video of the incident captured by a protester, he can be seen cycling past a demonstration before stopping after two attendees appear to hold God damn. Like, let me read. Okay, here it is. In an unverified video, he can be seen cycling past the demonstration before stopping after attendees appear to confront him. He then reaches into his jacket and thrusts his arm while holding a black object. A woman then grabs his hair and pulls him off his bike. That's a pretty fair assessment. That's kind of what happened. Yeah, I pulled out a taser because people were surrounding me, blocking my right of way, trying to attack me. Right? So then the police separated me from the protesters, removed me from the scene. I maintained that I acted in self-defense, which I did. Right? And so, yeah. In the video that he posted last week to his YouTube account, which has over 2,000 subscribers, he can be seen riding a bike equipped with speakers playing pro-Trump music past the protest, which took place on the 4th Street Tesla dealership. So I was attacked for riding my bike through a protest. In the video, Ruiz has several hostile interactions with protesters, with one telling him, "I'm in the mood to take that shit out of your fucking hands," which did actually happen. You know, people were violent towards me the first time I went. Later, Ruiz recorded a conversation between himself and a police officer who told him the protesters were complaining about the loud music he was playing. Of course they were complaining about the loud music I was playing. They don't want me there. In a statement given to Newsweek, a spokesperson for the Berkeley Police Department said, on March 22nd around noon, a group of 175 to 250 protesters gathered on the sidewalk in front of Tesla's showroom. The showroom was closed during the demonstration. At approximately 12:59, a counter-protester on a bicycle arrived, playing amplified music, and engaged in a confrontation with several individuals is incorrect. Several individuals surrounded me and blocked my right of way on the road, which they were not allowed to do. During the argument, there was no argument. I didn't speak any words to anybody. When the stun gun was activated, a nearby police officer immediately intervened, quickly arresting me without incident. No injuries were reported. Here they say I was booked, but they let me go with a citation. And here it says, the stun gun was identified as a Monster 36M model. This marks the third arrest on 4th Street in connection to protests at the Tesla showroom. The Monster 36M model. Bro, that shit was from China. I bought like 3 of them in the hood from the homies who, like, you know, when you own a bike shop in the hood, people always come by selling shit. There was a guy, he used to sell tasers. I bought like 4 or 5 from the same guy. I have them everywhere. I keep one in my truck, keep one in my pocket, keep one in my other car, keep one in my backpack, keep one on my bike. You know, you gotta be prepared. So yeah, Newsweek published it. This shit was all over the place. It's interesting to see, like, you know, the haters and how the media, how biased it is. You know, it's very, very interesting. And I wanted to know, okay, well, there's this talk about, okay, so there's corruption, local corruption. There's big money pushing these protests. Like, where does it end? Like, when is it going to end? Why is it happening, right? What's going on? That's what, you know, people really want to know what's going on. It's really getting really crazy, you know? Now, there are these arguments that Indivisible is paid for and ran by people like George Soros and some of these people, right? So I'm looking for one of these videos where they go into that, speaking specifically about George Soros and Oh, watch this real quick though before I go into the George Soros thing. Internet people calling me Rick Fuse is really funny too.
Supporter has been arrested for driving his SUV into a crowd of peaceful protesters outside a Tesla dealership in Palm Beach County. Andrew Dutel, the MAGA fan who was angered by the protests, has been charged with aggravated assault. The Daily Beast reports that the man drove his black Nissan Pathfinder onto the sidewalk and advanced towards the protesters, forcing them to disperse. Thankfully, no one was hurt, although the man almost clipped 2 elderly women. We are also learning of another incident in which a Trump supporter named Rick Fuse was arrested in Berkeley for using a stun gun on peaceful protesters outside a Tesla dealership. Fuse claimed the protesters were paid and that he wanted to show his support for Musk and Doge. We're going to be following these stories and so much more, so remember...
Clowns. Check this AI video out. These shits are funny. Oh, I'm gonna mute it because that might copyright me. In a shocking incident, Rick Fuse confronted demonstrators at a Tesla dealership. Damn, sick ass picture that they went with. Oh shit. Susan K. Gellis bravely intervened. Wow, the way that they just spin shit is like next level. It's really a special skill. I like the pictures they used of me too. That shit's a funny ass picture. But the way that they just like rewrite shit is like next level, you know? Like it really takes some skill to do that. Watch. Older woman in Berkeley gives a whooping to pro-Trump counter-protester. That's what they're going to go with. And at least they put the links to my video in here, which has gotten quite a lot of views. So that's, you know, they've got to put it in there because it's just funny. They can't help it, you know. It's next level. And the comments on all this stuff, if you just go read them, it's hella funny. Hella funny ass shit. But I'm trying to find some stuff here on the oh, check this out. This was on Nextdoor. I thought I wanted to share this because this fool has been running around vandalizing people's Teslas here in Berkeley. And I'm going to just put this on the podcast in case the homies who are watching who live in Berkeley see this fucking guy right here. He's got a little fucking political looking hat. He's on the taller, thinner side. That looks like a little rat tail. So he's got some kind of little hair thing going on there. Could be a female, I guess. It could be a female. But yeah, this person is spray painting fucking Teslas all over the hood. So if you see that fool, report his ass. Here's another one in San Francisco. Ooh, I can't play that. I'll get copyrighted. And then here's Trump saying people that are getting caught sabotaging Teslas will stand a very good chance of going to jail for up to 20 years. And that includes the people funding them. We are looking for you. And they really are. Oh, this is the video I was fucking looking for.
We have seen the spending here ticking up as each day passes. And it's not just Elon Musk who is spending big in this race. There have been Democratic donors like George Soros and J.B. Pritzker, the Illinois governor, who have given money to the Wisconsin Democratic Party. They're also trying to mobilize national Democrats to give in this race. And it comes as really the state of Wisconsin is so pivotal when you think about the way the role.
George Soros doesn't fund Democrats. That's a conspiracy. That's not real. There you have it. Yes. So on that note, this is the local Tesla protest focus. You know, let's zoom out a little bit and let's go national for a sec. And see what the fuck is going on with the rest of the country as far as these Tesla things go. Because there's been a lot of shit happening elsewhere. So I'll just start right here. I saw this the other day. I thought this was
because
crazy.
She was driving a Tesla.
I was thankfully by myself.
Lee was on the way to a doctor's appointment in Linwood Wednesday morning when she says all of a sudden a driver behind her just laid on the horn as they came up to a red light. Things spiraled out of control when a white SUV followed her and cut her off, stopping in the middle of the road.
Gets out and walks straight up to my window. So I cracked my window and I said, what is the problem? And he goes, you need to sell your car. This is a Nazi car. You're driving it. You need to sell your car.
Lee says she's been driving a Tesla for the last 2 years. She says a man wearing a camouflage jacket and a ski mask attacked her for it.
It's really sad, that this is what's happening to people who honestly, it doesn't affect how I believe or what I believe.
And these people won't denounce this type of violence. They think it's justified. They be saying weird shit like, no, yeah, go ahead. Ooh, don't want to get copyrighted. Incendiary materials found after fire damages New Mexico Republican Party headquarters. Graffiti was also reportedly found on the building, likening ICE to the KKK. So you already know who did that. Oh my god. Dancing at a protest like some kind of fucking ghetto, like, what do you call those things? A flash mob? It looks annoying.
Crazy. And the only thing that bothers me more than him is all the Republican senators and congressmen who just keep going along with it. It's not because they believe in it. You gotta know they don't believe in it. They don't believe in any of it. They're just afraid that he's gonna talk smack about them on Truth Social, and then they're gonna lose their job in an election. So they're just doing whatever he says, which is the worst possible thing, because that's cult and dictatorship. Jesus Christ, you don't see that? I'm not kidding. When I say wipe that smile off, I don't care if that's a detention. I just wrote you a referral mentally. You're going to detention for bringing up politics in class. You want to go for 2? Control yourself, man. Yo. Excuse me? Excuse me? After all I put up with you for the last 2 years and talked you up and stood your back when they ripped you, you what? You say what? What? Are you serious? Treating you...
Yo, and we're supposed to take these people serious as educators and shit, you know? It's fucking, this shit is becoming like really fucking stupid.
DOGE said the Department of Health and Human Services had terminated a contract paying Family Endeavors $18 million a month to operate an empty facility in West Texas. The organization is also known as Endeavors, and you may have seen its administrative headquarters and wellness center on De Zavala Road, where it has a cluster of buildings and storefronts. DOGE focused on an overflow housing facility for migrant families Endeavors operates in Pecos, Texas, which DOGE says has been sitting empty, while Endeavors has been receiving the $18 million per month. Homeland Security reposted DOGE's X post, tagging U.S. Attorney Ed Martin with the words, "Please investigate," to which Martin responded,
It's this whole fucking federal money through NGO fucking money laundering scheme thing. It's really super obvious.
Fuck you, man. You ruined the stock market, Donald Trump, and you ruined all trade. And I love your fake gold watch, sir. Come on.
And the economy sucks because of Donald Trump.
I'll blow fucking bullet holes in that piece of shit. You're fucking traitors of our country. You're traitors. Fuck you. Witnessing fascism taking over this country.
We're talking about him. You're in a cult, and the only reason you have this is because you're in a cult.
You support a garbage human being who doesn't believe in equal rights for all human beings.
You know what?
Stop. That's enough.
Okay, see, I can't say what I need to say.
You don't need to say anything.
Because
you say you believe in God. But you can't
believe
believe
in
in God if you believe in a guy like Trump.
Did you know?
How's your 401?
Did you know?
Bruh.
Okay.
Oh my god. Hello, check this fucking lady
Get
out.
this man out of here now. But if that doesn't happen, and we're not promoting it for 1 second, but if that doesn't happen, there will be violence.
Not for 1
These
second.
people had the opportunity to stop it, and they didn't.
She's not promoting it for 1 second, but there will be violence. Oh shit. See, this guy is funny just because he reminds me of my own video.
Don't touch people. Come on. Keep your hands to yourself. Peaceful protest. Peaceful protest. Peaceful protest. Peaceful.
You could tell she could barely even speak Spanish. That's definitely not a Mexican girl. Oh shit. They planted bombs recently in all these places too. It's kind of crazy. Look at this dude put his hand in his ass crack. Oh shit. Never mind. I can't play that or I'll get copyrighted.
Get ready for this one because this one is pretty dang crazy. Yesterday, I saw Lee Zeldin, the director of the Environmental Protection Agency, tweet this out. I just canceled a $50 million Biden-era environmental justice grant to the Climate Justice Alliance, which believes climate justice travels through a free Palestine. So I did some digging, and here's what I found. During Biden and Harris's administration, they announced $600 million to 11 grant makers to fund thousands of environmental justice projects. And it gets crazier. Where did they get that $600 million from? The Inflation Reduction Act. That's right. In November, the Environmental Protection Agency announced that it was entrusting $50 million in federal grant money under the Inflation Reduction Act to Climate Justice Alliance. So money that was supposed to be given towards inflation reduction was actually given to environmental justice groups. And when you thought it can't get worse, here's what else we have. That Climate Justice Alliance group, which is an umbrella group for more than 80 different community organizations, actually funds illegal anti-Israel protests that we would call an insurrection when they take over the Capitol. So you were lied as an American that your taxpayer money went towards some initiatives that will reduce inflation. In reality, Biden actually took your taxpayers' money to fund insurrections. This is exactly why Democrats are freaking out, because they won't be able to fund this kind of garbage anymore.
That shit's crazy. How you gonna argue with that? You just can't argue with that. You know, it's just not possible. But speaking of fools getting deported, check this out.
I'm currently facing felony charges. I'm currently facing felony charges.
Oh shit. Oh my god, that one's funny. Oh man, Chuck Schumer. Chuck Schumer is like this other guy, like the other half. Like George Soros is like contributing in money and like backdoor stuff, but Chuck Schumer is really invested in like and destroying Doge and Elon Musk.
When I will immediately
Check
bring
this out.
prices down starting on day one.
That ain't true. That's what you just heard. Since day one of Donald Trump's presidency, prices are not down.
Prices down starting on day one.
That ain't true. That's what you just heard. Since day one.
Prices down starting on day one.
That ain't true. That's what you just heard. Since day one of Donald Trump's presidency, prices are not down. They're up. Inflation is getting worse.
I win. I will immediately bring prices down starting on day one.
It's really embarrassing how you can watch the news and be indoctrinated by this stuff, you know? I almost feel that maybe that's why the people that are being targeted by these manipulation tactics, the victims of them, happen to be people above 65 years old, because maybe they're more susceptible, you know?
Thank the gentleman, salute him for his work on this, rise in support of the amendment. First of all, Social Security card is used from one end of America to the other as an identification card right now. Who are we kidding? If you want to pass a law and says it shouldn't be, I would ask the chairman and the distinguished minority member of the Social Security committee to pass that law, but let's admit the truth. Everywhere people go, they're asked for a Social Security card. In fact, one way to prove you're a bona fide person who can have a job is to ask for a driver's license and a Social Security card. This is an anti-fraud amendment. Over where we go, people say, well, why can't you stop illegal immigrants or others from coming here? And the number one answer we give our constituents is when they come here, they can get jobs, get benefits against the law because of fraud. And here, the gentleman from Florida has put together the most effective anti-fraud measure we can find without it changing the actions of the government one bit. And we find all this opposition. Ladies and gentlemen of this chamber.
And that's the guy who's totally wanting to protect all the corruption today, you know?
Critical hearing today in the case of a Maryland father mistakenly sent to that notorious prison in El Salvador.
This one's interesting too, because they just keep referring to this guy as a Maryland man. What the fuck? Oh, man. Tripping. Don't lag now.
Critical hearing today in the case of a Maryland father mistakenly sent to that notorious prison in El Salvador.
Attorneys for the Maryland man who was mistakenly deported to a prison in El Salvador are making another push for his return today.
The Trump administration heads to federal court today after being accused of wrongfully deporting a Maryland father to El Salvador.
The Maryland man deported to El Salvador after an administrative error. There's actually a court hearing involving the Maryland father. The Maryland father's case is in court.
And happening now, a hearing for a Maryland man.
Details about a Maryland man. Tonight, the Maryland man.
The Maryland man.
Maryland father with protected legal status.
A Maryland father with protected status.
A Maryland father with protected legal status.
A Maryland father with protected legal status.
The Maryland father.
That Maryland father.
A Maryland father.
The Maryland father.
A Maryland father.
A Maryland father.
A Maryland father.
A Maryland father.
One of the things that struck me was the lawyer for the Maryland man saying there is no such thing as a removal order to nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way that machine works, you know? They put out a memo, and I wouldn't be surprised they use Signal or Substack to make shit like that happen too, you know? They've got to use something to fucking communicate.
I think throwing a Molotov cocktail at a Tesla, burning the battery hurts the environment.
I don't think that has done that much damage to the environment compared to what the Trump administration is doing.
Actually, I mean, there's a clip of Joe Rogan talking about this, and apparently if you light a Tesla battery on fire, there's so much lithium that goes in the air and other heavy metals that it's actually terrible for the environment to burn a Tesla. So if people cared about the environment, they wouldn't be lighting lithium batteries on fire. That's crazy bad for the environment.
The environment, that is minuscule.
What do you think is the worst thing Elon Musk and his d.o.g.e team has done so far?
We don't really know what they've done in there, so I think that that's very dangerous that they're, using their technological, all the technical stuff that they're doing, computerized with
all the technical stuff
with the agencies.
Wow, bitch, you are retarded.
Do you disavow the attacks we've seen on Teslas around the country?
I don't think it's wrong to.
You don't think what's wrong? Oh man, my computer's glitching. You can do it, computer.
Do you disavow the attacks we've seen on Teslas around the country?
I don't think it's wrong to burn cars and to do that. I do think it's all right, and it's our First Amendment right to protest and let people know that we are against what Elon Musk and d.o.g.e is doing. That is our First Amendment right.
So the people here are shouting to sell their Tesla. who do they sell their Tesla to? And once the Tesla's sold, what do they do with it?
Well, I mean, you could try to sell your Tesla, but the used car market for Teslas is going down. So if you sell it, I would sell it now before it gets worse, because it is.
But the person who buys it, what do they do with it?
I mean, when you buy a Tesla, basically what you're saying is, I would never buy a Tesla from them because you're supporting Elon Musk and what he's doing. You need to stand up for yourself and tell them that we're not going to support you when you don't support us as regular taxpayers who are paying for Social Security, who want Medicare.
No, but the people are shouting, sell your Tesla. So the person who buys it, what do they do with it?
I wouldn't buy a Tesla.
Okay, but the people who are shouting, sell your Tesla, who are they shouting? Who is it to be sold to?
I would just sell it. Get rid of it. There's a lot.
To who?
Just get rid of it. Just dump it.
But then the person who buys it, they can keep it.
I don't care what they do. I would never personally own a Tesla.
What if they're shouting, sell your Tesla?
You can't make this shit up. There's like, I don't even think they've thought through the process of like, what happens when you vandalize a Tesla? Like, does the insurance company like pay? Does that mean that Tesla makes more money from insurance claims? Do you got to take the Tesla back for repair to Tesla? Because, Tesla has been violating right to repair for quite a while now. And people I don't like Tesla because they violate right to repair. I don't like Tesla because they're proprietary and they don't allow other people to fix their cars. And then they be turning off the chargers for people who have, if you've watched guys like Rich Builds on YouTube, he builds Teslas that are salvage, and they won't turn on the fast charging, and they'll remove certain features and stuff. So, Tesla is whack for other reasons. Like the Cybertruck, I heard the build quality is not that great. People are able to break the, the hitch off of it. The panels, people were arguing and saying that, the panels are just kind of glued on, and the interior is kind of cheaply made for like the cost of for like $100,000 is really not there, So I totally get all that, and I'm not. I wouldn't even buy a Tesla or drive one specifically like for myself, because I'd rather drive my Jeep. If I had all the money in the world to just throw around, maybe I would buy one. But that's besides the fact that it doesn't make any sense to attack people that already have them, or it doesn't. I don't see how that devalues the brand in any way. And haters gonna hate. Like, giving this much attention to Tesla, all attention is good attention. Like, didn't they learn from Trump that the more they attacked him, the stronger he became? Like, haven't they learned that already? What is this? Liberal wishes Trump was killed.
Do you wish that guy never missed?
Yes, 3 inches. Who would have ever thought that I would be so excited about, getting an additional 3 inches? But I really regret that he wasn't on the target.
Do you think another attempt will happen?
Oh, I sure hope so. I would never have guessed that I would wish for the demise of another person. Wish, I hope. I can't wait for it to happen.
Do you wish?
What the fuck? Yo, and it's weird because these people talk like this. Like, if they think that you hate Trump or Musk, like, they'll do like a little check, like a little safety check. They'll be like, so like, how do you feel about like, and then if you say like, I hate him, right? They're like, oh my God, yes, I wish he would die. And then they let loose and they just give you all how they really feel, It's very interesting behavior. I haven't seen anything like this in a long time.
Hey, Jackson, slow down. Get back! Come on, please, get in there. Get in there.
That's crazy. They just straight up tore up that fucking that booth because they didn't like what they had to say. Looked like some kind of Turning Point booth. Oh, look at this guy in San Jose. What's he up to?
Elon Musk hater in broad daylight.
Shit.
Hey! Who the fuck is that? You guys are pieces of shit, dude. That's my fucking car. That's your car? Yeah. What the hell is your friend's problem? You guys are fucking idiots.
So get this, these guys park right behind my truck, attack it, and leave. But that's so dumb because everyone knows the Tesla records everything. And not to mention, I was literally standing 15 feet away from my truck. Who would do this? What a dumbo. So I immediately assessed the damage, called 911, and secretly followed them to the place they were going.
White dude, pink hair. 40?
So it took about 10 minutes for the cops to arrive. They questioned me, so I showed them the videos.
It's got to be an Elon Musk violation or something.
It is, yeah.
And they asked, do you know where he went? I said, yeah.
And the funny part is that dude kicked a Tesla, but it doesn't have the raw stainless. It looks like it's been wrapped. That's like a $3,000 wrap job just right then and there. Like, and he just so he's just gonna tax him at least $3,000 for that.
Yes, he and his friends went to the movie theater.
Got 5-0 out here. The boys went into the movie theater, so we're gonna see what happens.
Turns out they were watching Death of a Unicorn, so the cops went in, paused the entire movie, and told the guy, you need to come with us.
Not so funny now, is it, big man?
The police asked if I wanted to press charges, and I said absolutely. This is going to be a few $1,000s in damages for sure. And plus, Elon Musk haters need to be taught a lesson.
Look at these guys. They're the friends chilling there, waiting. I don't know why.
Most people get away with vandalism, but not this guy. We got him. Thanks, Elon.
Oh, wow. What's up, bro?
Damn. Oh, shit. The way they rolled up on him when he was in the patrol car is so fucking funny. You know, that's how these fools wish that they got me. They really wish that they had me on a fucking, you know, all caught up like that. But they just didn't get the, they didn't get to enjoy that moment.
Said the same thing. I believe that is exactly what will happen.
Do you know who they are?
We're coming for them.
Do you know who those generals are?
We know. We do.
Yes. And hopefully the prosecution.
General Bondi has said the same thing. I believe that is exactly what will happen.
Do you know who they are?
We're coming for them.
Do you know who those generals?
So they have generals. That's interesting. I wonder. Oh, I wonder. I hope all these fools get grabbed up. All the people pushing for this type of stuff. I hope they all get grabbed up.
There's a strange trend here where how many Social Security numbers were issued? Do you want to?
Yeah, so let me tell you what happened here. We started at the top of the system.
You want to talk about a lot of maybe?
We started at the top of the system, mapping the whole system of Social Security to understand where all the fraud was. And there's a lot of great people there that showed us really a lot of waste. And so that came up with a big list of stuff that we're working on. You've heard some of that already, but this is what jumped out at us. When we saw these numbers, we were like, what is this? In 21, you see 270,000 people, goes all the way to 2.1 million in 24. These are non-citizens that are getting Social Security numbers.
Yeah, this is a mind-blowing chart.
Yeah, just this literally blew us away. Like, we went there to find fraud, and we found this by accident. And this isn't political, by the way. My parents are immigrants. Yeah, this country's been great to us. My brother and sister all born in Spain. I'm pro-legal immigration. This is not political. This is not political. This is about America and the future of America. And there are a lot of good people in the system that pointed us in this direction. I want to.
Yeah, watch the whole thing on Twitter. Elon Musk posted it. You can just search about being disenfranchised by the machine, and you'll find it. But it's really insane. It goes into detail how they were registering to vote, and they did vote, and the Democrats qualified them for maximum secure Social Security benefits, and they enrolled them in Medicaid and gave them all the shit that you would get if you had a Social Security number as a U.S. citizen. 1.3 million of them were already on Medicaid, And Newsom is trying to bankrupt California by paying for Medicaid for illegal migrants. Newsom's doing the exact same shit right now, and he won't stop.
Voters' views of the Democrats in Congress among all voters disapprove 68%. And look at the approved number, just 21%, even lower than the Democratic Party at large. This is the lowest.
And this is CNN. If CNN is talking shit about Democrats, it's game over for them.
Let's go to this side of the screen. We'll look how Democratic voters feel. Get this. The plurality of Democratic voters disapprove of Democrats in Congress at 49%, and just 40% approve. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Oh my goodness gracious, you just can't get worse than these numbers.
And this is the number right here really driving all of this.
Yeah, but they won't, they're not gonna, they'll report on it, like, because they have to, like, very quickly, and then they make sure that you don't focus too much on it. Like, they have their ways to really, like, fuck with people and how they see facts. They have a lot of tricks. Here's some more social security number fraud.
Me han ayudado a conseguir seguro médico, me han ayudado para obtener mi identificación me han ayudado a obtener el asilo, poder obtener mi permiso de trabajo y mi social.
Gracias a Dios ya me llegó mi social y mi permiso de trabajo. Y que me llegue mi social security y mi permiso.
Do you have a worker's permit or social security number?
Solamente cuando pasamos, mi esposa y yo solicitamos el permiso de trabajo. Me llegó el permiso, solamente el permiso. A mi esposa le llegaron todos sus papeles, su social, todo. A mí nada más me llegó el permiso.
So you get a social security number when you arrive to the border. They give you one.
No, after I apply for asylum.
You apply for DoorDash, you have the work permit and a social security number. How long do you have to wait until you get a job at one of these food delivery companies?
Around for the app is like 1 week.
Sí, ando buscando el social.
So you're looking primarily to the social security number. And you haven't gotten it after over a year?
Sí, lo recibí, pero lo guardé dentro de los papeles y lo ando buscando.
Like, what was the process like to get that job? Did you have to apply, and how did it work?
I applied for my asylum and give me my working permit and my social. That's why I used the social to open my application.
Okay. All DoorDash needs is social security number and work permit?
Social security number and an ID.
And an ID?
And an ID.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you have to interview with them or speak to anybody, or you just got a notification you can drive?
Yeah, it's a process online. You just fill the form.
Okay.
Yeah, after they open the account for you.
Okay. How quickly were you able to find that work?
Tanto que cuando te llegan los papeles, uno puede aplicar a la aplicación, o sea, abrir la aplicación, colocar.
And all these fucking gig economy jobs like DoorDash and fucking all these 1099s where they're not paying W-4s, they are all contributing to this problem. And I feel like somebody should look into that. How were they able to pass laws that allow them to do that and bypass a lot of the, laws set up for actual real employment? They're getting away with this subcontractor type shit. I feel like they really need to look at those companies and they need to stop them. I think they're fucking up the economy, low-key, destroying small businesses in the area. But yes, it just goes on and on.
And that have been abused. That's not the point. What I'm saying. That's really.
Oh shit. I hope she got arrested for that one. That's crazy whack. And look at these fools. Burn a Tesla, save democracy. That's inciting vandalism and violence even. And that's not good for the environment.
Okay. Fuck up, dude.
I'm a journalist. I'm just documenting. Do you guys travel a long ways to come march against Trump today? Reid Hoffman and George Soros pay you nicely?
Goodbye.
Did they?
Goodbye.
I can document stuff on the street. I'm sorry. And you guys got busted and you're paid.
Goodbye.
Are you paid?
Goodbye.
You are paid, aren't you?
Goodbye.
How much
Goodbye.
did Soros pay
You
you?
don't need your documenting people's faces. Get out of here.
You guys.
Get out of here. Leave. My mom. Leave. Goodbye. 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 Get the fuck. Get.
First of all, I wouldn't even obey that bitch's commands. I would just literally stay planted, and if they assaulted me, that'd be the last time that they would assault anyone like that for no reason. I'm gonna mute it just in case. I don't want to get copyrighted. But this guy follows the whole process from the bus to the train. All the people jumping on the metro train. Then they all head over to where they're headed to. Because they don't want to park the bus too close either. So it looks like they're parking like away. One of the interesting things about this Berkeley protest that I noticed is that there was a fuckload more people. And a lot of people seemed like they were at not from here. And I know I live here. And I see the regular people that are just always around. And it seemed like a lot of people came from outside. So, you know, and we can't deny that they have fucking Substacks and Reddits and Discords and Signals and fucking Blue Skies and all these like hidden forms of communication. What's this? Oh, Portland March.
Are they really chanting Black Lives Matter right now?
Man, like, can you imagine, like, the indoctrination from, like, Black Lives Matter since, like, fucking 2020, and they still don't stop with the Black Lives Matter, with the masks, with the free palette? Like, doesn't it get old for them? Like, what the fuck? Yo, Black Lives Matter was proven to be, like, a straight-up scam where, like, the lesbian bitches who ran it bought houses all over the place and stole all kinds of money and just embezzled shit. Like, and how do people even still support that movement? It's literally whack. And in LA, they were arresting this fool, and he got banned for riding around a Cybertruck with his dog on it.
To that line right over there. You can continue.
Why can I not stand it here?
So this is an active investigation. You really need to.
I'm not even that close.
God damn. Oh fuck, the weed too strong. God damn. Whew. Fiery but mostly peaceful explosions after Tesla terror attacks. That is how these fools be reporting on shit. It's ridiculous. What else we got? I'll just play a few more before I close it out.
Hey, touch me again.
He's a racist Nazi.
If something goes down, don't touch me again. Don't touch me. You assaulted me first. We're back here in downtown Seattle where there's another anti-ICE protest, and some of the activists are getting aggressive and now targeting our crew.
They came for journalists.
Could somebody maybe get a sign to, yeah. If we could get some de-escalators over here just to do a little bit of a de-escalating there.
You know you're a pig. Thank you.
First order. Should you just go on a dating app or something? Why don't you go do something useful? Go to your cop friend.
Good things coming.
These people are wilding, man. I haven't seen some shit like this in a long time.
Did you just key a Tesla the other day? What? You're on video. Yeah.
San Jose.
Yeah, you just keyed a Tesla. You got a video online. I just saw it. It's all over the fucking face. Yeah, the media. Yes, you did. You keyed a Tesla in a parking lot somewhere around here. What do you got to say about that? I didn't do that.
Oh shit, he's done. I don't want to play the music though. Here's another one. Oh shit. Damn. This is in Berkeley too. This fool just straight spray painted the shit. Yo, Berkeley has a lot of fucking Tesla vandalisms. And they don't even be... No one reports on this shit. I haven't heard Berkeley Scanner, Berkeley Site. Nobody say shit about all the vandalism that's happening on Teslas. And everyone's got their little sticker that says, I bought this before Elon was crazy. Everyone's got one because they're afraid they're just going to get fucked with by their own people. You can't even make that shit up.
I take great offense at those who put the appearance of goodness over the reality of it. Those who virtue signal and say, oh, we can't give in to Russia, but have no solution to stopping thousands of kids dying every day. They just want that to continue forever. I have contempt for such people. I don't want to make that clear.
Yeah. So you're optimistic.
Because they're virtue signaling, and their lack of a solution means that kids don't have a father. It means that parents lost a son. For what?
That's crazy. And then read this shit right here. Look. You can't look. Trump goes to another extreme to protect Musk's Teslas. What the fuck? Trump goes to another extreme to protect Musk's Teslas. Or fucking Trump tries to stop domestic terrorism. Like, what the fuck? I swear to God, they just be saying all types of shit. Yo, imagine scribing a swastika into the side of a Jewish man's vehicle. That's a hate crime. Unless that vehicle is a Tesla. If a Jewish man drives a Tesla and you key a swastika onto his car, if it's a Tesla, it's fine. It's fine. It's acceptable if it's a Tesla. Like, what the fuck? How the fuck are you lecturing Jewish people about fascism? Man, these people are fucking cooked. Check out this fucking... Look at this. Is if you go on their memes to see what kind of stuff they're doing, it's also pretty funny. The orange... the Mandarin Trump down there at the bottom, I saw a few posters already, so that one's getting popular. Oh my God. Fuck, you know, I think I'm gonna call this a night. I've played enough. There's so many more. I got a grip right here. I can just keep going about all these fools vandalizing shit. Look at these fools blocking the highway until this lunatic in a car, which I don't condone that he does this, but it's still pretty funny. Fuck, I just realized I'm gonna get copyrighted for that. Oh my God. Fuck it, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna call it a night. I've been talking hella long. Now I'm smoking weed. I'll leave you guys with one more. Let's see. They arrested the guy at the Las Vegas Tesla fires as well. So that was good. One of these has got to be funny though. Let's see.
TikTok, all my MAGA maniacs out there, look at this line of dipshits. Look at this line of dipshits. They came here this morning thinking they were going to get in front of Tesla and take over, but none of these assholes can get out of bed before 10 o'clock. So here we are. We took over the side of the street in front of the great Tesla store in Westmont, Illinois. We may not be the biggest crowd, but we're awesome. We are awesome. We got here at 10 o'clock this morning, 9:45 to make sure they couldn't line up in front of the store. We were actually thanked by the managers and the salespeople inside Tesla in Ogden, Lincoln. So if you're looking to buy a car, come out and support Westmont Tesla, Westmont Ogden, Lincoln. They're great people. They're Trump supporters. They like what Elon Musk is doing. Join us. Join us. We're going to be in Orland Park next week on 159th in front of the Orland Park Tesla. Next week, they're calling for a day of violence and action against 500 Tesla dealers. We're going to show up and support Tesla and make sure they don't touch any Teslas. Look at it. I want you to notice something. I want you to notice something about this pro-American liberal group. As I zoom in.
Not pro-American.
No, the same party that burned crosses in people's yards to intimidate them is the same party burning Teslas in people's yards to intimidate them.
Hell yeah, I'll see y'all later.